Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and injective price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're going to start with Ethereum here on the 4-hour chart, where we are still looking at our huge double 1-2 here, and we're still looking and estimating, of course, if we are going to push toward the upside here impulsively after this leading diagonal for Ethereum as a potential wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5 for higher prices. In case this is going to happen, of course, the first thing we would like to see, of course, is taking the all-time high here. Not the all-time high, I mean this high for this region, and of course pushing then therefore for the all-time high potentially in an impulse. And this might be, of course, a massive wave 3 toward the upside here for Ethereum. Now, in case that we are in an ABC, therefore, of course, something is still corrective in this area, meaning 1-to-1 fib level, and we push for lower here. That means, of course, it's something much more bigger is unfolding here as a potential A, B, and a C, very deeper correction for Ethereum. But of course, still too early for this. I would like to see first a recovery, at least even an ABC, and then we start to call something bearish. So far, I'm looking for higher prices. If we dive inside it on the 2 hours chart here, on the 1 hour chart, after this low, of course, we saw an ending diagonal here where we saw, of course, an A, B, and a C as an ending diagonal, and we start to push for higher here as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Leading diagonal, wave 1 or wave A, and then pushing for ABC, at least a 1-to-1 fib level would be the 3,667. Now, basically, if this is going to happen, so I would like to see first confirmation for higher is taken here. So very likely that we push for higher. But the second confirmation now I would like to see is a little bit higher, meaning it's around the $3,082. And that means, of course, by taking this high here as a 1, 2, potentially, of course, truncated, and then we push in a wave 3 toward the upside. This wave 3 is in double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, of course, continuation for higher prices. So this is, of course, my first possibility as a potential impulse here for a wave C. Now, if we break this level at 1-to-1, 3,670, I would say wave 3 might be unfolding there. And because, of course, leading diagonal 70% tend to be a wave 1 rather than wave A, very likely to be in a wave 3 over there. Now, if we dive deeper, that means, of course, yeah, we gotta be careful because the 0.786 for a wave 2 already taken here. So if we come back, then that means, of course, 886 is next, and definitely this low is going also to be next. And we might still dive for a deeper correction here for the 7886, again, for the larger one too, again. And that means, of course, this can be an A, B, and a C, still unfinished, potentially 1, 2, and this is your impulse. Wave 3, wave 4, and a wave 5 might still be unfolding there for lower prices. Don't forget also that this wave 4, even as a 1, 2, 3, wave 4 can be a zigzag, the wave C there, and then pushing for lower, but don't forget that this is very close for the invalidation there for Ethereum, so very low possibility. Yep, so these are the possibilities for Ethereum. In any case, I'm still looking for higher. Now, of course, we might expect a little bit red here, and we might see, of course, some correction. But yeah, the things might be, of course, continuing towards the upside. Now, if we take a look a little bit here on Ethereum for the KGT as well, we can see on the 5-minute chart here, we have a bullish signal for a buy here, which is very interesting. And I'm looking still here for higher. Let me check also the 3-minute chart. 1 second. Here we go. Yeah, so basically we have a signal there for the sell, but don't forget that we have invalidation. Yeah, so the price is pushing higher. It took the high of the signal, meaning the signal for the bearish is invalidated. What does it mean? It means we're gonna see some red, we're gonna push for lower, but it will not take the low. That means, of course, it might be corrective and we push for high, and that because, of course, of the invalidation there. Now, the strong signal given there, of course, as a divergence for the bullish is playing there. Not very strong yet, but if the things will push for lower a little bit here, we might get a new bullish signal that it might push for higher one more time. So very nice for the indicator as well, showing a nice signal. Weakness, of course, is there, but yeah, corrective, meaning we might get a correction and then continuation toward the upside here as 1 2 1 2 and then 3 4 and 5. That's why we are looking for a correction, very likely. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum. Let's move for Solana. For Solana on the 4 hours chart as well, we are looking at this diagonal 1 2 3 4 5 as a wave 1 potentially here, or it can be of course WX and a Y, but very likely to be a wave 1 as well, and especially after this corrective wave A, B, and a C here. Now the wave C might still be in a 1 2 3, wave 4 still unfolding as an expanding flat and then pushing lower for wave 5. This is the first scenario where you have a 3 ways up, 3 ways down, and then 1 2 3 4 and a 5, meaning I'm looking for higher anyway, because of course it might be a wave C in an expanding flat as a first scenario and then pushing for lower after finishing a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Invalidation for this is around the 174, and of course this is very far from it, so it might happen, guys. Now if we have finished here the 1 2 3 4 and a 5, and this wave 5 is an ending diagonal there, then okay, you have to consider a leading diagonal over there on the 1 hour chart. I'm gonna move inside it, where you are looking here at 1 2 3 4 5, wave 1, and then looking for wave 2 and then pushing for higher again. Yeah, so these are also good indications that we might, of course, push for higher, especially that you are in 5 ways up here as leading diagonal and continuation toward the upside for Solana as well. That's a very nice one. Now, in case that we drop a deeper, of course, in a wave 5 here, okay, we're very, very close to the 886, so we gotta be careful. 886 of the major wave 1, because the 0.786 has been taken, meaning if we dive deeper, okay, this is the last chance here. And of course, next might be the 886, meaning we're gonna take the low there, and we might, of course, confirm a bear market, the deeper correction. So that's not gonna be good, of course, for Solana if this happens. Now, if we move for injective, on injective as well, we are looking at a deeper correction ABC. This wave C very likely to be a 1 2 1 2, and then wave 3 4 and a 5 4 and a 5 here. Double 4 5, and this wave 5 might have been finished over there. So because you got a 1 2 3 4 and a 5 here, you are looking for something toward the upside, especially that it took our blue box, by the way, for the first time in the analysis we show this. Very nice hit, and of course we got a reaction exactly from there. We saw a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 a 4 and a 5. So I'm still looking also for higher for injective, very likely to be, of course, in an impulse here, 1 2 and then 3 4 5 continuation toward the upside. The worst case scenario that you might see, of course, lower prices is the expanding flat 3 waves and 1 2 3 4 and a 5, but still looking for higher anyway as a recovery, but it's still corrective can be, and then pushing for lower, one more low. That means, of course, your diagonal is not finished. So you still have 1 2 3 4 and a 5 to hit the blue box decisively, and of course the most common target in it. So we gotta be careful. This scenario is still there and might be possible. Yep, so that was it for Ethereum, Solana, and Injective. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.